Bears, Lauren Bursicker joining us back in the studio. Morning to you, Lauren. Beginning with one of our top stories, this shocking video of police abusing and racially abusing a black man during a check in Paris.
Well, that's right, and it's the top story in many French newspapers today, starting with Libération, a French daily, which headlines on a picture of the bruised man's face with the title La Nausea, nausea or nauseating. And well, that says it all, really. The newspaper denounces yet another shameful slip-up by police that will only add fuel to the fire following Monday's already quite violent evacuation of a migrant camp in Paris. And the paper also raises concern about the increasingly authoritarian turn that seems to be taken by the Macron government, especially about the infamous Article 24 in this new security law, which would prevent people from posting pictures of police officers where you could see their faces. And Libération argues that this latest incident actually shows the necessity of filming police to hold them accountable, as we would probably not be having this conversation right now had the whole thing not been caught on tape. Moving on to Les Echos, another French newspaper, which also talks about this incident and looks at how it could reflect on Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin, who's already sur le grill, under fire, in the context, of course, of this new security law in which he has refused to back down, even though French authorities have said they might be open to amendments. And now Le Parisien, another French paper, also talks about this incident and tells us that actually several high-profile French footballers, such as Antoine Griezmann, Kylian Mbappé, and others, have spoken out, taking to Twitter to denounce this latest act of police brutality. And that's something which is highly unusual in France, really, as footballers here tend to stay out of controversies and politics altogether, and that may finally be changing now.
And another footballer also making headlines, the great Diego Maradona being laid to rest in Buenos Aires. What have the local papers been saying about him?
Well, he was definitely a footballer who was not afraid to speak his mind, even if when it was about politics. And Argentinian newspaper Clarín covered his massive wake, which was held in Buenos Aires, where tens of thousands of people attended, and which was marred by clashes between mourners and police. Decadence and a loss of control is how the paper describes the scenes in the capital, in front of the presidential palace. And the author here questions why the wake was held there and not, for example, in a football field, which would have had a much more greater symbolic power, but also would have been easier to control and to avoid excesses. And well, the article accuses President Fernandez and Vice President Kirchner of seeking to exploit this funeral and the death of Maradona for political gain.
Another story you also found. Thanksgiving was celebrated in the United States on Thursday. You found a turkey that many people are probably thankful that they haven't met.
Well, it's a different kind of Thanksgiving story. It's about a turkey named Gerald, which terrorized the city of Oakland for months. The Guardian is attempting to piece together the details of this reign of terror. And well, starts off by saying Gerald used to be quite a mellow turkey, just hanging out, but about 6 months ago, it became really aggressive towards passersby, started chasing anyone who locked eyes with it. Don't look a turkey in the eye is the moral here. And even attacking some park goers, scratching them, biting them, etc. And well, that may be due, according to the article, to increased stress due to more people going to the park during lockdown, the park being one of the few places that was open. The story does not stop here. It created a massive conflict between residents who wanted to get rid of the bird and those who wanted the park to close so the turkey could live freely. This went quite far, with anti-Geralds posting wanted posters all around town, and pro-Geralds painting murals depicting the bird as an Egyptian god. Now, after a petition to save the turkey got 13,000 signatures, Gerald was finally moved to another park, which took, by the way, 20 volunteers and an expert trapper, because it wasn't an easy bird to catch. And the article says the incident has, however, caused rifts that may never heal in the city of Oakland.
Put me squarely on the side of the pro-Gerald camp there.
Noted.
All right. Well, let's head to Argentinian for our last story, where a village whose name helped it rise to internet fame is now changing its name.
Well, this one is brought to us by German outlet Deutsche Welle, and just by seeing the headline, you may understand why this little village of 100 inhabitants in Austria wants to change its name. Locals were apparently tired of people coming to take pictures of the town sign or even trying to steal it, and were longing for the good old pre-internet days of tranquility where nobody knew this town existed. Now, the new name they decided on, which we can't say on television, is Fuging, double G. I don't know how to pronounce it, and I guess it's kind of better, but it may still result in some sign theft or internet mockery in the future.
Indeed. All right. Thank you very much, Laurent. Laurent Bersiker with a spin through the papers. Time now for a quick break. Then we'll be back with more news, more headlines, plus our special focus report from Northern Ireland on January 1st.